So now we're on number 17. This is the next part of this ACT. So what is the area in square decimeters of a right triangle with the side lengths 10, 26, and 24? So don't get worried about the decimeters because that's just our units. That's fine. So they tell us 10, 26, and 24. And they tell us that it's a right triangle. So you always know the longest side of a right triangle is the hypotenuse, right? So that's right here, 26. And that just means the other sides are 10 and 24. And that's super convenient. We don't care which is which because base and height are kind of interchangeable. So then we just do base times height divided by 2. So make sure you cancel before you multiply. So you get 120. Nice and easy. All right, so now the mean of a list of 7 numbers is 85. The first 6 numbers on the list are those. What is the 7th number on the list? Okay, so this is a calculator problem. So I'll just kind of set up an equation first that we're going to add all of those numbers together. I'll call that the sum. And that if I add that to that 7th number and then divide by 7, that will get me the mean, which is 85. So beautiful. So to solve for that last number then, I just have to do 7 times 85 and then subtract that sum from both sides. So I'll do minus open parentheses and then add all those numbers together. 82 plus 93 plus 68 plus 93 plus 70 plus 98. And that's 91. So then the number is 91. Beautiful. All right. Which of the following is the sine of the smallest angle in a right triangle with side lengths 7, 24, 25? So I'd write them out. Again, the longest side is the hypotenuse, so that's 25. This is 7. This is 24. I never worry about drawing things to scale. But maybe it would be easier to show which angle is the smallest. But we should know which angle is the smallest because the smallest angle is always across from the smallest side. So you know that this is the smallest angle that we're talking about right here. And then they say, what is the sine? Well, the sine is the opposite over the hypotenuse. So it's 7 over 25. Beautiful. So in the figure shown below, all angles are right angles, and the side lengths given are in feet. What is the area of the figure? Okay, so the area of these shapes, these are kind of fun. I remember doing these in elementary school. You just got to separate into different parts. So you got your 2 rectangles, and you see how that's going to be 7 because this entire length is 12. So you take away that 5, and you see the 7. So now you can find the area of these little rectangles. So this one is 7 by 3 is 21. This one is 5 by 10 is 50. Add together those areas, and it's 71. Beautiful. So a triangle has a perimeter of 26 centimeters and side lengths of x centimeters, x plus 3 and x plus 5. Oh, what is the value of x? So they're saying when you add all those together, you get 26. So if we add all those together, that's 3 x's plus another 8 is 26. So then subtract and then divide. So 26 minus 8 is 18, divided by 3 is 6. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Next, a truck sprang a leak in its radiator, which held 480 ounces of fluid when it started to leak. Assuming the truck continues at 35 miles an hour and its radiator leaks 4 ounces of fluid per minute, how many miles will the truck travel before the radiator is empty? Okay, so we start with 480. Assuming the truck continues at 35 miles an hour and its radiator leaks at 4 ounces per minute. So you got to say how many minutes is it going to be? So 480, 4 ounces per minute. So that's 120 minutes, which is 2 hours. And he's going at 35 miles an hour. So that's 70. Very nice, very nice. An ice cream shop sells ice cream cones with exactly one of 3 ice cream flavors in the cone. The 3 flavors are vanilla, chocolate, and strawberry. Last Saturday, the shop sold 42 cones. It sold 11 more with chocolate than with vanilla, and 2 more with vanilla than with strawberry. How many cones of strawberry did the shop sell? Okay, so we're going to write some equations. So last Saturday, the shop sold 42 cones. So we've got V plus C plus S. We got 3 variables here. I'm sure we could get this by thinking about it. I like equations, because once you have any equations, you can just solve the equations. And we should know how to do that. So last Saturday, so it sold 11 more with chocolate than with vanilla. So if we take vanilla and we add 11, that should get us chocolate. And 2 more with vanilla than with strawberry. So if we take strawberry and we add 2 to it, that gets us our vanilla. And how many cones of strawberry ice cream did they sell? So we want it all in terms of S, actually. So here's what I would do is I would put in this for here. So say that S plus 2 plus 11 equals C. So S plus 13 equals C. And then if I do all of those substitutions, I get S plus 2 plus S plus 13 plus S equals 42. And so now I can just solve for S. Make sure you don't mistake those with a 5. I hate the letter S for that reason. But 2 plus 13 is 15. So we'll go with 3S plus 15 equals 42. I'm going to divide by 3 first because I don't want to do 42 minus 15. So S plus 5 equals 14. And then subtract 5. So S equals 9. So they sold 9 strawberry cones. And we could check that real quick if we wanted to. So that means they sold 11 vanilla cones. And that means they sold 22 chocolate cones. So 22 plus 11 is 33. And 33 plus 9 is 42. So you're correct. Always nice to check your answer real quick if you can. All right. ABC below, D is the midpoint of CBD, ABC is a right triangle, AB 8, AC 10, AD what is? Okay, so let's just put stuff we know. So we know that if the hypotenuse is 10 and that's 8, we know that big side has to be 6. And we know that D is the midpoint. Oh yeah, there we go. So if D is the midpoint, that splits that, and so that has to be a 3. And then we use Pythagorean theorem. So 8 squared plus 3 squared equals C squared. So 73. Beautiful. We got 5 more for today. Lehman has plotted 5 points in the standard coordinate below. He then plots a new point as follows. The x-coordinate of the new point is the mean of the x-coordinates of the 5 points already plotted, and the y-coordinate is the mean of the y-coordinates. Oh, so it's just the average of all these. It's like the midpoint of all of these. Which of the following ordered pair gives the coordinates of Lehman's new point? Oh, wait, what? So these are the 5 points. I was just confused because A was already there. So if I'm looking, I need to make these bigger so I can see them. So there's a point, there's a point, there's a point, there's a point, there's a point. So if I was guessing where this average would be, oh, wait, I can just say where the average is, can't I? It's just like 0, 0, ain't it? Let's see, -1, -1 is a decent option. 0, 0. So I guess I do just have to average them. I'll just average them. So if we look at the x-coordinates, we've got -2, -3, -5, -4, 0. So yeah, the x-coordinate has to be 0. The average is 0 because you add them all together and you get 0. Yeah. Okay. Nice. That's what it looked like by the design. And then let's make sure with the y-coordinate, you got 4, that's 5. And then all these together is -5. Yeah. Okay. 0, 0 for sure. All right, so this is one of those things that's on the SAT, but not, it's on the ACT, but not on the SAT. So the first and second terms of a geometric sequence are 10 and -5, respectively. What is the fifth term of the geometric sequence? So I would just do it out. So geometric sequence, yeah, you definitely actually have to know that here. The geometric sequence means that you're multiplying by the same thing every time. So I would say if we start with 10, What did we multiply by? You could even solve it out. What did you multiply by to get -5? Well, you can see that you're multiplying by -1/2 every time. So I'd say if we're going for the fifth term, I would just write that out. I would say this is our second term. So if we multiply by -1/2, for the third term, that's +5/2. The fourth term is -5/4, because we're just multiplying by a half. And we do it again, it's positive again, and we multiply by another half. So it's +5/8. All right, 27. Alani works 8 hours per day, 5 days each week as a custom embroidery shop. You feel for her. Each day, Alani is paid either $1 per shirt that she stitches or $10 an hour. Oh, brutal. Brutal. Whichever daily amount is higher. Alani stitched the following number of shirts: 60 on Monday, 52 on Tuesday, 85 on Wednesday, 80 on Thursday, 90 on Thursday. Oh, this question pains me. So she works 80 hours a day. So if she does less than 80 shirts, she gets paid $80 a day. Right? So if she does 80 shirts or less, she gets paid $80 a day. So here, and here. So she's getting paid $80 a day times 3. But then the other days she's getting a little more because she makes extra. So plus 850. No. 85. Oh, gosh. Wait. Yeah, $1 per shirt. Oh, Lonnie, I'm so sorry. Plus 90. So whatever that is, which is basically just for my own mental math, 80 times 5 plus 15. So that's 415. That's brutal. All right. Next. Which of the following most precisely describes the roots of the equation? So they're talking about, so here they're talking about the discriminant, which is just the inside part of the part that's inside the square root. So we'll do b squared minus 4ac, 4 times 5 times 2, minus 40, and that's positive. So that means there are two... Oh, yeah, but is it rational or irrational? So I guess we should just solve for them then. So b squared, well, so that's 9. Oh, right, so it's the square root of 9. That's the thing. So it's rational because the square root goes away. Because that's just going to simplify. So what the answers are going to be is -7 plus 3 over 10. We could have just factored that. Yeah, you can just factor that because if you use the Richmond method, that's x squared plus 7x plus 10. So that's x plus 2, x plus 5, and then you divide by 5. So that's 5x plus 2 and x plus 1. Yeah, so that's two rational solutions. Okay. And we saw that actually by just seeing that the discriminant was a perfect square. So that meant the solutions are rational. I've never thought about that before, but that makes sense. All right. Paula is planning a course for a bike race. The course is in the shape of a right triangle, as shown below. Participants will begin at A, ride directly to B, then directly to C, and directly back to A. Paula wants to put a rest stop at the halfway point on the course. Oh, that's fun. Where will that be? So what's the whole thing? So this is a 512. That means that's 13. So what's the whole length of the course? It's 12 plus 13 is 25. Plus 5 is 30. So it's 15 miles away. How many miles? Oh, past B will the rest stop be. Wait, where are they starting? They're starting at A and they go to B. That makes sense. So it's 15 is halfway. So it's going to be 10 miles past B. That's a cool problem. I like that problem. All right, this one seems nice. Adams High School has 120 students. A third of the students are taking literature. Of the students not taking literature, a quarter are taking composition. No students are taking both literature and composition. How many students are taking composition? Okay, so Adams High School, a third of the students are taking literature. So that means 40 students are taking literature, 80 are not taking literature. Of the students not taking literature, A quarter are taking composition. So 20 of those take composition, as they don't overlap. So how many students are taking composition? 20. Beautiful. That was pretty good timing. 15 questions. Well, 14 questions. 15 minutes. So I hope you all found that helpful. And let's join for part 2 tomorrow.